Coordinates on the Cartesian plane. We will look at a specific example. The point P is given as -4 and 2, and the angle theta is given over here. They ask us first of all to calculate the length of OP. That means it's the distance from the origin to the point P. If we construct a right angle triangle here by drawing a perpendicular line here, we will see that OP is in fact the hypotenuse, and the adjacent side is over here, which is equal to -4, and the opposite side is equal to 2. So to calculate the length of OP, we will simply use Pythagoras and substitute the adjacent side and the opposite side and simplify using a calculator. We see the answer is 2 square root of 5, which would also be written or could also be written as the square root of 20. In the second place, they ask us to simplify sine square theta plus cos square theta. We are going to substitute in the place of the expression sine square theta, we will substitute opposite over hypotenuse. So it's 2 over 2 square root of 5. And for cos theta, we will substitute adjacent over hypotenuse, -4 over 2 square root of 5. Both of these fractions must be squared from the expression, and this will give us a 4. When we square 2 square root 5, we will square 2, that gives 4. Squaring the square root of 5 gives a normal 5. And this fraction, -4 squared, is +16. And similarly, we will have 4 times 5 over here. Now, when we add 4 and 16, that gives us 20. And 4 times 5 is also 20. That means that the fraction is equal to 1. We can make a conclusion that sine square theta plus cos square theta will always be equal to 1. The third question, 1 plus tan squared theta. In the place of the tan expression, we will write down the sides in the form of a fraction. Tan is defined as opposite over adjacent. We will write 2 over -4. We will use a round bracket to square. In the next step, we will write down the square of both terms. It's 4 over +16. A minus times a minus is positive. Now we will change the whole number to a fraction as well. 16 over 16 plus 4 over 16. And that gives us 20 over 16, which can be simplified to 5 over 4. The fourth question, sec square theta. Sec is defined as the reciprocal of cos. In other words, hypotenuse over adjacent. We will substitute the hypotenuse. It is 2 square root of 5, and adjacent is -4. We will use a round bracket to square the entire term. So 2 square root 5, we already know by now that this is equal to 20. And negative squared is equal to +16. And this fraction, when we simplify, will become 5 over 4. Therefore, we can make the conclusion that 1 plus tan square theta will always be equal to sec square theta.